Hi, I'm Laura. If you're new to this adventure, I recently had a fun layover in Italy, where I visited Milan and Bergamo for a few days before heading back to the airport to fly to a totally new to me city, and indeed an entirely new region of France that I have never been to before. When the port city of Marseille came into view, I was beyond excited to touch down and get into the city to meet my friend Wendy for a day of exploring. Marseille is the second largest city in France and is located in the southern part of the country along the Mediterranean Sea. After landing at the Marseille airport, I took the airport bus straight to the St. Charles station in the center of Marseille. From there, I met up with my friend Wendy and we walked through the city towards the old port. We wandered down the main pedestrian street, which has been a pedestrian-only street since 2013. According to John Murray in his travel guide written in 1854 about Marseille, the old port had a capacity of between 1,000 and 1,200 ships, and roughly 18,000 merchant ships passed through the port every year. After exploring some of the old port, I headed in the direction of Fort St. John, on the northern side of the port. Good afternoon. Today I am exploring Marseille. I'm so excited. I've never been to this city before. It's the second biggest city in France, which I only just discovered on my research when planning the trip. But I'm here for the afternoon to explore, starting with Museum. This museum is right on the edge of the port, and it's got loads of stuff inside. You can walk around it for free, I just discovered, so I'm gonna do that first and just do a little discovering and see what's around. But for 11 euros you can also visit all the exhibitions, so might do that after, but let's do some exploring. So beautiful. Museum, or the Museum of Civilizations of Europe and the Mediterranean, is a national museum that was opened in 2013, which was also the year that Marseille was designated the European Capital of Culture. The museum starts here in the St. John Fort, and by a small bridge it connects to a very modern building that looks out over the sea. In addition to being a museum, it also has one of the coolest views back over the old port. From Museum, I walked over to the Marseille Cathedral. The cathedral was originally built in the 12th century, but was mostly demolished in the 1850s. The new cathedral was built in a Byzantine style, and the foundation stones were laid by Emperor Napoleon III in 1852. You can still see part of the old cathedral in the choir section. I am just walking around the Panier neighborhood. Panier? I'm really sorry, the French it's not gonna get better. But looking for a little place to eat some lunch, but it's so beautiful, it's so green, and a lot of these buildings have like beautiful painted shutters and stuff. It's really pretty, well worth your time. Le Panier is the oldest district in Marseille and is home to lots of little cafes, colorful facades, and small designer shops with jewelry, clothes, shoes, and cute homewares. It's also where you'll find the next stop on this walking tour, Le Vie Charite. This is a former almshouse that was built between 1671 and 1749, and it is now a museum. It's a beautiful building to explore. We have taken bus number 55 to a stop that I will put here and not attempt to pronounce. And now we got off only a few steps up to the Basilica of Notre Dame, the sort of main event, I think, here in Marseille, and give us a view back over the whole city. So let's go. Only a few more steps. Notre Dame de la Garde is up on a hill to the south of the old port in Marseille. It is a very steep walk from town if you plan to walk the whole way, but with the local bus you can pay €2 per person and take bus number 55 from the old port. From there you'll see exactly where you are and how to get to the entrance of the basilica. The history of this basilica dates back to 1214, when a priest from Marseille built a small sanctuary dedicated to the Virgin Mary on top of this 161-meter-high hill facing Marseille. In the 16th century, a young King Henry I visited the chapel and saw how little defense there was for the port city. It was at this point that fortress walls were built, and when the chapel was knocked down and rebuilt into a cathedral between 1853 and 1897, it was still behind those fortress walls. I didn't really know what to expect from Marseille. I didn't have any sort of idea about what it was going to be like. When I read that it was the second biggest city in France, I was a little nervous to just try and do it in a day. But the things to see, the sights and everything, are so compact, they're so close together that it was quite easy to sort of walk around in a couple of hours and see the old port and the main boulevards and the cool little neighborhoods, and still get up to the Basilica via the bus. That is well worth it. It was such a strong way to finish the day. It's so beautiful up there, and as the sun was starting to set, I've never seen a basilica like that inside, with the sort of nautical theme, even boats hanging from the ceilings, and there were boats sticking out from the sides of the pillars inside. Something really unique and really beautiful about it. And the views back over the city were incredible. So I highly recommend adding that to your itinerary for Marseille. Definitely towards the end of the day when the sun was setting is really, really beautiful. And it's not too much of a hike, especially if you take the bus up to that spot. Well, I'll link below for the information on where to catch the bus there. So I hope you enjoyed spending the day in Marseille with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and I will see you in Cassis in a couple of days. Bye!